Season 1 of Paradise, easily my favourite new series of the year so far, has finally come to an end, and as much as I love this show, I have to be honest, the final episode was a bit of a letdown. I think we can all agree that episode 7 was incredible, one of the best episodes of TV in years. So heading into the finale, I expected absolute chaos. Instead, what we got felt kind of rushed. Before we get into why, let me start with what I did love about this episode. The opening. Learning how Paradise was really built on the backs of lies and exploitation was a powerful moment. The parallels to real-world history were clear. A so-called utopia created through the exploitation of predominantly POC and immigrant workers, mirroring how the US was built through slave labor, immigrant labor, and the forced removal of Native Americans. And just as the librarian said before his death, this was their chance to start fresh and build something better. But in reality, Paradise upheld the same power structures as the old world. This imagery was striking, and this is something Dan Fogelman does incredibly well. But here's my biggest issue: the pacing. The entire backstory of the town's creation, the exploitation of workers, and even the librarian's past could have easily been its own episode. Instead, it was crammed into the first 10 minutes, which felt like a disservice to the show's biggest mystery so far: who killed President Cal Bradford? The lack of setup for this reveal makes it feel anticlimactic. Like, sure, in hindsight, there were small clues in prior episodes, but nothing substantial enough to make that moment feel earned. For such a major twist, the payoff felt underwhelming. This episode suffered from a common TV problem, saving too much for the finale, then rushing through it all. Within 20 minutes, we find out who killed the president, how the town was built, the VIPs are freed, so not just back in control. It's a massive and sudden leap from the previous 2 episodes. And let's not even get into the plot holes. How has none of these supposedly brilliant detectives questioned how Jane got a gun when she wasn't part of the team Xavier and Robinson put together in episode 6? All of this, in my opinion, results in a finale that feels uneven and honestly a bit disappointing. That being said, the series overall has been amazing, and I still think it's the best new TV show of the year. And the final scene set up some exciting directions for season 2. Xavier's heading to Atlanta to find his wife, which means we'll finally see what the outside world looks like. The new president finally grew a spine, so let's see how he steps up in Sinatra's absence. Jeremy Bradford looks like he's following in his dad's footsteps, and Crazy Jane finally got her wee. And special shout out to Sterling K. Brown and James Marsden, who acted their socks off for all 8 episodes. They deserve all the awards. Let me know your thoughts on the finale and the season as a whole in the comments.